All right, I'm going to be showing you how to launch a 20K to 50K coaching offer within the first month. And this is for coaches, growth operators, consultants, and most of you guys are actually going about this wrong. So I'm going to be sharing with you what not to do, the very timely and costly mistake that, if you're a growth operator, or even if you're a coach yourself, that you are making, that is costing you so much time in launching an offer effectively, fast, and testing out the market. Okay, so what not to do. Then we're going to get in what to do, the exact method that I am using to launch things for myself, as well as launching things for my growth operator type clients. And then we're going to get into the simplest way to launch and then scale. So these are the three things we're going to know: what not to do, what to do, and the simplest way to launch and then scale from there. So the first thing I do want to talk about is the actual lie that you have been told in this entire industry, right? You've been told a lie, and that is, one, to launch a low ticket, right? Everyone wants to launch on school. That doesn't work, and I'm going to explain why right now. Okay, so if we look at a funnel here, we take a look at this funnel, right? You're making content at the top, and then at the bottom, you have your offer that you sell, right? I think we all know that there's many phases that people have to go through in order to get to your offer, right? It doesn't just happen from one piece of content. Now, here's the problem. Most people are facing a huge discrepancy between the amount of views and the amount of people that they're selling. So most people you see on Instagram are actually pulling around 500,000 views. And this is a very common thing that is going on, right? There's somebody pulling 500,000 views, but they're only getting 2 sales, right? And if you look at their landing page, which is what happens right before the sale, let's say you're trying to get book calls, before that's these 2 sales, if you actually look at most of these creators' metrics, right, you'll see that the landing page is probably only doing around, if somebody has 500,000 views, it's probably only doing around 500 hits or people actually going on the landing page to book a call a month. Okay, so the biggest problem is this discrepancy. Now let's turn this into a low ticket. All right, not book calls. Because right, if you're doing book calls, you're going high ticket, which is actually a little secret. If you're doing a low ticket, right, and the average conversion rate, any good creator or, just anybody with half a brain who can set up a landing page, it's going to get around a 2 to 5%, right? If the creator's great, right? You can get that. All right, let's say you're selling a product for, let's just say even $97 a month, right? At a 2% conversion rate, that is around $970. Okay, you're going from 500,000 views to only $970 because only 500 people are hitting your landing page, right? That is why things like email, lead magnets, webinars, that's why that's in place, right? So if you want to make a lot of money in the beginning of the month, there is no point of getting all of this stuff set up. Low ticket's not the right way. Because look, if you go to 500,000 views and then you have an email list of 10,000 people, on that email list, I would say only 30%, right? That's a good open rate, is going to open that email list. Now you're going down to 3,000 people. From those 3,000 people, okay, only 2 to 5%, is going to click through that email, actually click to go on the landing page here. All right, so from that 3,000, we're at a 60% conversion rate from that email, right? People are clicking over to land on this page. And then even from this page, you're only going to get another 2% conversion rate. So you're going from 500,000 views to an email list of 10,000 people to then only getting 60 people to go on the landing page. And what does that equal? That is 1 sale. And you're doing all that work. So that is why low ticket is not the way to go. It's the biggest lie that you have ever been told in this industry, is that starting a low ticket, because the amount of volume you need to do is absolutely insane, because it really becomes a game of getting people on the landing page. And this type of stuff makes up for that. But once again, to do this in a month, it's not going to happen. To implement all that in a month is ridiculous. And if you're working with a creator who isn't even getting 500,000 views, that's for sure not going to happen. So the first thing of what not to do is launch a low ticket. Because of the volume aspect, there is no point in launching a low ticket for a creator. Now, the second thing here that most people are doing that I don't do is take too long, right? We can launch an offer within 1 to 12 days, right? And that's all happening within a month. And most people are taking too long, and it's because of this reason. Building out an entire course, all right? This is another thing. To build out an entire course, that's going to take anywhere to 3 to 6 months if you want to do it correctly. All right, so people are launching low tickets, which causes you to take too long because you need to build out a course. And then they also overcomplicate the process. And how do they overcomplicate that? They're launching multiple offers. Okay, you're doing a high ticket, medium, and a low ticket. All right, and once again, if you don't even have the volume, now you're sending all these people to all these different landing pages, which is completely complicating this process. And you're going to end up with 0 in sales at the end of the day because of that last visual that I showed you. It just makes it too difficult for people. All right, so how do we then get away of, not launching a low ticket, not taking too long, not building a course, and not overcomplicating the process? This is what me and my team do. What to do. First thing we do, number 1, is launch quickly. So what we're doing here is taking about 1 to 12 days to actually launch a product, okay? Number 2 is we're optimizing for getting data first. All right, everybody thinks that what you put out there needs to be perfect, okay? One thing that makes me really great at launching offers is testing the market, okay? There's one thing you can never change. It's what the market finds valuable. You can never change that. So what you need to do is test to see what the market finds valuable in your offer, and then get that feedback. So you're going from testing to feedback, back to testing. That is what makes me so great, because I'm able to get a bunch of feedback, see what people actually want, and then I just retest it again and do that process over and over and over again, okay? There's no point in trying to make it perfect. That's why launching a low ticket course is so stupid, because it's not going to be perfect in the beginning. The offer isn't going to be perfect. So you need to get data first and extremely quickly. That's why we launch in 1 to 12 days. So the third thing here is keep it high ticket. For the reasons explained before, there is no point, right? If we go back to this funnel and we're getting 500,000 views at the top, and at the bottom, if we can at least get 1 to 5 sales, and we're selling something for $3,000, all of a sudden, 5 sales for $3,000 is $15K within that first month. All right, and that's a very likely thing. Most people think that since it's lower ticket, more people are going to go into it. That's the completely wrong thing. All right. You want to go with a high ticket offer. There's always going to be people within a creator's audience who wants the high ticket. They're out there, believe me. Within an audience, there is these people. So stop optimizing for these people and start optimizing for them. So you want a high ticket offer, because if you're only getting 500,000 views a month, that is roughly going to translate to 1 to 5 sales for you. Okay, and if you do that 3,000, now you're at 15K. And then here's a secret as well. All right, the fourth thing that we're doing is not having a course. So no course. Okay, how do you launch without a course? Okay, well, the thing that you need to know, when people want a high ticket offer, what they're really paying for is access to you, the creator. It's all about access. All right. So you don't need anything in place, right? That is why the low ticket, right? It's just a course, right? It's so small that like people just understand that the value, what they're getting is just videos, right? That's the only access they're going to get from the coach or the creator. Okay. So when they keep on paying more, they get more and more access. So if you make something extremely high ticket, that is 100% access to that creator or the coach. And what that access looks like is one-on-one, right? Keep it one-on-one. And what the coach can do is bring people an hour-long call every single week, going through what their program would be. Okay. And I'll talk about how you can then package this up to then scale it out further. But keep it just to a one-on-one access, and so you don't need anything in place, right? You have the transformation of the offer, right? Give them the phases that they're going to go through, but they're only going to be going through those phases on a call. They don't need course material. That's why they're paying you $3,000, okay? Because they don't want to go through a course. They want to be told what to do by the coach themselves. A lot of it is also accountability. So that's why people pay for a higher ticket thing. And then what this all allows you to do is gain leverage, okay? And you get to collect quickly because you launched quickly. You get data, so then you know what you need to do to change the offer for the next month or make it a little bit better. You keep it high ticket, so you collect more upfront instead of collecting $97 for every person coming through and only getting $970 within the first month. No, you collect $3,000 just because you decide to raise your price, and you give more access because you don't have a course, and that gains you a ton of leverage extremely quickly. Okay, you understand the market when you do this. All right, so let's package this up to the simplest way to launch and then scale from there. All right, so the first thing that you need to do is just make the offer a one-on-one, right? No courses needed, as I was explaining before. You're going to keep the price anywhere between $2K to $5K, right? That's the general market of what people can charge for their time, for that one-on-one access. Gonna do no course. And the way you want to launch it is have scarcity, right? You, the consultant, creator, or coach, your time is limited. And you can use that within your marketing message, right? So you're only going to open 10 slots, okay? If you launch with just 10 slots, that hits on scarcity and FOMO, right? And it plays into the creator perfectly because 10 slots, that's 10 hours a week they need to dedicate to people. But hey, if you're charging $3K and you sell out 10 slots, you're making $30K. And that's how you launch something within 1 to 12 days. All right. You launch 10 slots, no course, access one-on-one. And what you want to do from here is then scale. All right. Because the coach, the creator, the agency, the time is going to be extremely limited here. All right, so 10 people is 10 hours a day. So what you need to do is then end up developing this. This is a access and price packaging, okay? So you initially start with your one-on-one, right? Sell that for $2,000 to $5,000, $5K a month, right? You collect 10 people. From this, you will begin to understand what these people actually need, right? What do you actually need to teach them to get them to their dream state? You do this on the one-on-one calls. It's the most intimate thing that you can do because you're directly talking to them, you're figuring out their pains, what's working for them, how to properly coach them to get them to the transformation or the promise that you're making for them, okay? What you then do is package this up into a group coaching offer, all right? And that group coaching offer can still be anywhere between 3 to 5K. Okay, because with that group coaching offer, what you need is a course, and you learn how to develop the course through the one-on-one offer. Okay, the course becomes the main driver of the coaching offer because they need to go through it, and then they just have a weekly call with a bunch of group members just asking questions. You can have other types of calls in there, but just asking questions about the course that they just went through. Right? The course should handle that, and you develop it through the one-on-one. And then you just move this into a smaller ticket, right? Then you go to $97 a month. They're getting less access. It's just taking this course that's in here, dumbing it down a little bit, right? And just packaging up for a school community or something like that. And it's only $97 a month. They're not getting any access to you. Maybe it's another like weekly call, but it's very low level, or you have other coaches and creators handle those calls for you. But this is what you need to build in order to scale. And if you do this correctly, it'll take you 3 to 6 months, right? But the main drivers are going to be this. So stop creating a low ticket because the volume is just straight up not going to be there. The volume is always going to be here for the group coaching and the higher ticket or the one-on-one. All right, so this is how you begin to scale. Launch an offer in 1 to 12 days. Don't freaking create a course. Don't do anything low ticket. Keep everything one-on-one access. Test the market and then begin to scale with this system here where you go from a one-on-one to packaging that up into the group coaching to then packaging up the group coaching into your low ticket product. All right, and this is the complete reverse of what other people are doing. If you're there spending your time building out a course and it's taking a while, just stop. Just sell access and you should be good.